Hey there, welcome back to another video. Been having fun doing these kind of videos. Uh, the actor today is Dacascos. This is a guy that a lot of people might not know, but he's done quite a few good movies, and right off the bat I'll say his best one is one called Drive from around 1997 that he did with Kadeem Hardison. For a movie that cost only $3 million and went straight to video, it's a fantastic martial arts action movie. Great humor, fast pace, excellent choreography, fight scenes. I'll talk about that in a bit. But to go through Mark Dacascos and his stuff and what I have of his, I actually have a film called Angel Town. I didn't even know it's on Blu-ray apparently overseas. I didn't know that, but I have it's a DVD or DVD-R. That's a film that stars another actor, which I'll do sometime, Oliver Gruner. But I didn't bring it here because Mark Dacascos is in there for like 10 seconds as stoner driver. He was in a film called American Samurai, which I have not seen. And then he did Only the Strong, which he's a guy who used to be a soldier, and there's a school overrun with drugs and violence, and he teaches these kids about self-respect, as well as a Brazilian martial art called capoeira. Might have mispronounced that. And he helps the kids out, has the kids bond with each other, gives them new hope. And the local drug lord's like, that's bullshit, this is all horseshit, which leads to a standoff at the end between the teacher and the drug lord. Directed by Sheldon Lettich. This is the same guy who did Lionheart with Jean-Claude Van Damme. He did Double Impact with Jean-Claude Van Damme. And I think he was one of the writers for Rambo 3, I believe. Yeah, he was a screenwriter of Rambo 3, one of the screenwriters for Bloodsport. Yeah, he directed Lionheart, Double Impact, and then he directed this. And then he sadly did The Last Patrol, The Hardcore, which was really lame. But then he did The Order, which when I talked about the Jean-Claude Van Damme, I did my marathon where I reviewed all his movies. The Order's, I think, one of Van Damme's best direct-to-video flicks. Now there's rumors that he might do Double Impact 2, which I don't know if that'll work today. I'd be curious about it, but I don't know, but we'll see. But Only the Strong, entertaining film, great martial art capoeira, very nice to look at. There are other movies that this kind of reminds me of a little bit, like there was one with Billy Blanks called, not Downtown, it was called some, I forget, there was one, Showdown. There's one Billy Blanks called Showdown, which reminds me a little bit of that, among others. And before I go on, I know the big thing this guy's famous for is Iron Chef. His work on that, which is sad because I'm like, Iron Chef is not the thing to, on the Food Network. He shouldn't be remembered for that. Please, no. But after Only the Strong, which came out around 1993, that's why I was delaying, because I'm like, did this come out in 93? But yeah. He did a couple films which I haven't seen, like Drag Strip Girl and Deadly Pass. He was in Double Dragon, which I've seen. I thought it was a piece of crap. If you want to see the real Double Dragon, watch Showdown Little Tokyo with Brandon Lee and Dolph Lundgren. That's a much better Double Dragon than the movie they gave us. Mark Dacascos wasn't the problem, but everything else was. Magical medallions. There's a Bobo that farts, and spinach, and Scott Wolf, and all you had to do is like make the Warriors type of movie. The Warriors with Walter Hill made that kind of movie. That's all you have to do. Showdown Little Tokyo, make a movie like that. Girlfriend's been kidnapped, 2 guys kick some ass. And they're the double dragons, but no. Can't do that. Then he was in Kickboxer 5, Redemption. Which I guess this is the Kickboxer film I can deal with after the first one, because in this one they kill off the character Sasha Mitchell played in 2, 3, and 4 off screen, but because I never liked that character, because I was pissed off that they fucked that over for Van Damme's character in the first movie, I'm like, okay. They just kill him off kind of off screen. And then I guess this Mark Dacascos plays a friend of that character. And it's okay so-so just for Mark Dacascos and some of the martial arts sequences that he gets into, but it's not like a great movie or anything. And I don't have a cover for this, that's why it's just... I found this somewhere, and it was in this, it was like for $1. I'm like, okay, for $1 it was worth it. It was worth $1. And then another one, which I don't have on DVD, unfortunately. It's not on DVD in the US. I only have it on VHS, and I don't have a VHS player right now, so I can't see this. I wish this would get a DVD or Blu-ray, because I would love to pick it up. Crying Freeman. I would say this would be in my top 5 Mark Dacascos films. It's based on, I believe, in a manga. And it's from the same director who would do, I believe he would go on to do Brotherhood of the Wolf. Yeah, it's right there. And he also did... Did he do Silent Hill? I might be thinking of a different director. I know he did Brotherhood of the Wolf. Let me just double check. Yeah, he did. Okay. Oh, he did that Beauty and the Beast movie from 2014. Okay, then. I did not know that. Oh, that wasn't the popular one. This is a different Beauty and the Beast from 2014. Huh. Interesting. And that's all he did. Like, wow, he didn't direct a lot. In '93, he directed one of the things in Necronomicon, Crying Freeman in '95. Then in 2001, he did Brotherhood of the Wolf. Then he directed Silent Hill, and then Beauty and the Beast, a version of that in 2014. Anyway, I wish this was released in the U.S. I wish there was maybe there's a DVD of this overseas. I have to imagine, but I wish this would get a DVD Blu-ray release here. I'd love to be able to watch this film again. And yeah, it's a VHS, but yeah, you can tell it was a bootleg. That doesn't tell you anything. But you know, at least it worked when I first saw this. Pretty much Mark Dacascos, he's a samurai assassin, sheds tears of regret each time he kills. You have some good looking shots, which the director, in most of the films I've seen him direct, he pulls off really beautiful looking shots. And he does some pretty damn good action sequences, especially in the finale. So it's not my favorite Mark Dacascos film, but I would say... Oh, I forgot Ray Don-chan and Byron Mann, who is in Street Fighter as Ryu. I forgot to pronounce both ways. Oh, you also have Chetty Cario, who is the villain in Kiss of the Dragon with Jet Li. So, some noticeable supporting characters, but yeah. This is, if you can find this to watch it, it's worth the watch. I forgot he was in this, and this is one of those I picked up for $1 or so a long time ago, I believe, or 50 cents. The Island of Dr. Moreau. Yeah, he has like a tiny role, and I already forgot what the fuck role he played. Lo Mai. Yeah, I barely remember him in the movie. Who knows, maybe in the original idea from the first director, he was going to be in the film more. So it's like, should I show this? But I had it right there, so might as well. He is in this film in heavy makeup, but he's barely in it. And this movie alone is just a clusterfuck. Definitely check out the documentary where the original director Richard Stanley was going to make this. Definitely check that out, because that documentary is a lot better than this movie. This movie fucking sucks. Has some nice makeup effects. Stan Winston. That's pretty much it. Even the DVD knew it. That's why it's like, Stan Winston. Yeah, the only good thing about this. That's just a clusterfuck. Let's see. And then this one, it's an okay film. This is actually a nice gift I got a long time ago from a nice person overseas, which has a weird cover. Sabotage. I'm like, is this a gay porn movie? But I remember there was a different cover, the VHS cover, where it was Mark Dacascos with like a sniper rifle, which is a much better cover than this, which looks like, what kind of movie is this? So, oh, okay, there's the rifle. But yeah, Mark Dacascos, Tony Todd, Candyman is in this, Carrie-Anne Moss from The Matrix is in this. This is before The Matrix, because this was 1996. And this is an okay film. This is an alright movie. Things go wrong. Mark Dacascos, Carrie-Anne Moss have to... I think Tony Todd is the villain who's a sniper. I won't give much away. But it's directed by Tibor Takas. This is the same man who directed The Gate and The Gate 2. He directed a couple Mark Dacascos films, and I would say of the ones he did, this is probably the best one. See, there's Carrie-Anne Moss. There you go. I would say this is the best one. Yeah, it's an okay film. It's alright. If you're a big Mark Dacascos fan, I think it's worth at least one watch. And then a year later, he did the absolute best one of his, Drive. This is a film I wish was on Blu-ray. I do want to pick up another DVD of this because this one's a bit stuffed up. But they're pretty spendy. Because why can't a film like this or Daily Outbreak with Jeff Speakman, which actually, you know what, I'm going to do that after this. I'm going to do a Jeff Speakman one because he deserves a lot more notice. Just like this guy deserves a lot more notice. But that's the thing, you get some of the shittiest movies to get a Blu-ray release. And yet, film like Deadly Outbreak or Street Night with Jeff Speakman or Drive Mark Dacascos can't get it. I know I'm not the only one who's a fan of this. It seems like whenever I introduce someone to this, they're like, wow, that's really cool. I'm like, exactly. This is the guy, Steve Wayne. When someone asks me who should direct a Ninja Turtles movie, the guy who did this and the guy for 2 Dark Hero, the same guy, Steve Wayne. He was an effects guy, worked on effects for the Monster Squad, and he was on some of Stan Winston's teams in various movies. Guy for 2 Dark Hero, which was like a $500,000 budget, but it was martial arts, R-rated, and practical suits. And then this has the martial arts and the humor mixed in and the banter between the characters. And this was only done on like a $3 million budget. And when you watch it, you go, wow, that's insane considering some of the other movies and how much they cost. So this is a very impressive film. This is, I would say, Rush Hour before Rush Hour. And I like Rush Hour 1 and 2, but I would say this did it better. I mention that because the commentary, if you get the overseas DVD, there's a commentary with the actors, and then there's also a documentary. And I think it was actually on the documentary that Kadeem Hardison says, this guy, he said Brett Ratner came up to him and talked to him after Rush Hour came out, and he said, I saw a film you were in called Drive. Man, if that came out in theaters, we would never have been able to come out with our movie. So that's why it comes to in my mind. Thought that was pretty cool to hear. But yeah, very, very underrated movie. Just fun. Just a fun, fast-paced flick. One that's not so fun and fast-paced and kind of pretty much a lame movie was done by Tibor Takas, who did Sabotage, as well as The Gate and The Gate 2, Sanctuary. Beneath the corridors of power, men without faces deploy operatives that don't exist on missions that never happen. Pretty much, Mark Dacascos is a guy who becomes a priest, a father. Yeah, you can't see it, but in that robe. Finds religion, but then his past catches up to him. And now he's running for his life, and he's not used to skills he had in the past. I just remember this being fairly slow, and I don't remember much of any action sequences. Maybe a couple of teeny tiny decent bits. But I remember this being a fairly ho-hum picture. Again, I haven't seen it forever, but I just remember, I don't remember any hard-boiled action in this, so. This is from, the hell is in Red? Really? Red? Red, Sterling Home Entertainment. And something called Red. Right there with the circle. Red. Red's dead, baby. Red's dead. Now, after that, he did a decent... This is a film I don't mind, but it has a lot of issues. I would put it in my top 5 just because it's always cool to see an action hero mix it up in a monster movie. And Mark Dacascos did it with DNA, which you see more of this monster on the cover than you do in the movie. Don't mess with Mother Nature, it says up there. But DNA, Lionsgate DVD. It was just, again, it was just cool to see sort of Mark Dacascos, kind of like Predator, but not really. I guess just because it's a monster movie in a jungle. I guess that's why people mention Predator. The effects were just from KMB, Kurtzman, Nicotero, and Berger. Which I was surprised that they did a low budget movie like this. Usually, I guess I thought, well, I mean, I guess at this point I just thought they would do only bigger budgeted movies. But this was 1997, and I mean they did From Dusk Till Dawn, but even that seems like a higher profile movie compared to this. But again, when you do see the monster is cool. Mark Dacascos, I really enjoy him. This is a scientific expedition. Jürgen Prochnow is in there, and he's the one who wants the monster. And Mark Dacascos, he's a doctor, but by the end he gets medieval on the monster's ass. And there's some wide shots, there's some really iffy effects. Like, the close-up shots are nice. It's just one of those movies that you wish the monster was in it more, and you want to see Mark battle the monster a lot more. That was sort of one of the big problems with it. I'm sure if you saw the trailer, you see most of the fucking action in it. And then at the end, it uses invisibility, I guess, to cut costs, because this is a smaller budget flick. And also heat vision, so that's another thing that reminds you of Predator. I always remember this moment where he has this sort of, I think it's like a grenade launcher, and he jumps off a waterfall and fucks up the creature there. But yeah, I mean, this is not a classic, this is not great, but again, for Mark Dacascos in a monster movie, I have some, I got some entertainment out of it. But this is not like a film I could defend. I'll defend Stephen King's Graveyard Shift. I'll defend Leviathan. I'll defend The First Power. This is not one of those I'm like, oh, I'll defend this. It's like, no. I don't know if I could defend this movie that much, but I had fun with it. Yeah, I had fun with it. Now, let's see. He did a film called Red Line, which I think that has Rutger Hauer in it. Don't think I've seen that movie. Booty Boy, I've heard of, haven't seen. No Code of Conduct, I thought I had. I can't fucking find it for the life of me. I thought I had it, because I swear someone had sent it to me long ago and I reviewed it. For the life of me, I cannot fucking find the movie. I can't find it. So there you go. Sorry about that. I remember it being a pretty lame film, and Mark Dacascos, he's second fiddle to, like, Charlie Sheen. It's more Charlie Sheen, I think, Martin Sheen's movie than... And yeah, Mark Dacascos, he's like the third wheel or something in that movie, which was, to me, a stupid thing. It's not the main reason why he sucked, but it's one of the reasons. They did a film that I want to give another shot to. I'll wait for my thoughts until I give it a second chance. It's The Base. And The Base is directed by Mark L. Lester. Same guy who did Commando, Showdown Little Tokyo, Class of 1984, Class of 1999. Even says there, from the director of Commando. One man, the strength of an army. I think I just remember being really disappointed because it didn't have... When I think Commando and Showdown Little Tokyo, this doesn't nearly have the action, and when it's there, they don't have the punch of Commando or Showdown Little Tokyo. So, but I'll give it another chance, to be fair. But this is definitely a low-budget flick, The Base. And this weird 4-pack, like, what do any of these movies have to do with each other? Not even the same actors or anything. Go figure. And then this one I did rant on. It's on my channel. China Strike Force. Where Mark Dacascos and Coolio are the villains. And weirdly enough, their part of the story was the more interesting. And the two leads, Aaron Kwok and Noriko Fujiwara, I thought they did nothing for me. Like, sadly, the best part was these two guys, Mark Dacascos and Coolio. They're just weird that they're the bad guys, and scenes they play off with each other. And there's some nice little bits of stunt work, director Stanley Ton, but there's definitely no Rumble in the Bronx. Or I think he also did Super Cop. Like, Stanley Ton's done a lot better than China Strike Force. But if you want to hear more of my thoughts, I do have a rant on this on my channel. It is a pretty lame flick. But I'm keeping it for the Mark Dacascos collection, and it was a gift as well. So, I like collecting, building up a collection. And I definitely want to start doing that, starting to complete collections of each of these actors I'm talking about. But that's the thing, when they become very rare, then people want to up the price because they think they have fucking gold. That's why I miss this website called Go Hastings, because Go Hastings, you can find a lot of DVDs, and at times they'd be like $2-3, and then like $1 to ship it. Like $1 per movie, which I was fine with. But, you know, there you go. But on eBay, they got the fucking Ark of the Covenant, so they got to charge like $40 for it. Then you have... I did a review for this film, Brotherhood of the Wolf. This was another gift. And it has some beautiful visuals. Has some nice action fight sequences. My issue is I wish Mark Dacascos was the lead and not this other guy. I forget, was it Samuel Lebihan? I thought Mark Dacascos was the best person in the movie, and I don't like what happened with his character. So if he was the lead and then battled the creature at the end, and you know, I would have liked this a lot more, but I just didn't give a shit about the lead. That was one of my big issues. Again, I wish Mark Dacascos was the lead. And I think that would have been more interesting in this time period. This is a guy that people wouldn't... That's just one of my big issues with the film. But again, it's a good-looking film. It's not... The directing is fine. I wish Mark Dacascos was the lead. Now, a film that I saw a long time ago I don't have is one called Instinct to Kill, aka The Perfect Husband. I remember being disappointed in this film because you have Mark Dacascos and Kadeem Hardison coming back together since they were in Drive, my favorite of theirs. But this is more... Okay, yeah, Wikipedia fucked this up because for some reason they said aka The Perfect Husband, but then you click on that and it's a different movie called The Perfect Husband, so just go with Instinct to Kill. See, that's why you can't always trust Wikipedia. It gets a 4.8. I can understand why I would give it a bit lower. This person escapes. He's a serial killer, and he's targeting his wife. And it's more about this wife character, and she wants to train and protect herself. So Mark Dacascos trains her. Kadeem Hardison is a detective on the case. I don't remember him or Mark having a lot of scenes together. And it seems more like her movie. Because I haven't seen that one enough with Jennifer Lopez, but for some reason it reminds me a little bit of, based on the trailer for that one. So I just remember being disappointed with Instinct to Kill. And then these picked up again for the collection. Scorcher. I'm like, wow, Mark Dacascos, Rutger Hauer, John Rhys Davies. You also have Mark Rolston, who is Drake, we are leaving, from Aliens, who gets fucked up by the acid of the xenomorphs. Oh, it was Drake. Who directed? James Seal directed this. And Scorcher is a very low-budget direct-to-video flick about natural disasters abound as the Earth's massive tectonic plates shift violently and unnaturally. And I'm trying to remember if it was this one or another one where they literally stole footage from like a bunch of other, like they stole like a lot of stock footage from like either Daylight or other movies. I can't remember. And the other one I was talking about was Solar Attack with Mark Dacascos and Louis Gossett Jr. Louis Gossett Jr. plays the president of the U.S. of A. Mark Dacascos is a scientist. The largest solar explosion ever detected has just broken off from the sun and is hurling to Earth. The planet's atmosphere will ignite if the firestorm breaches the ozone layer. By Paul Ziller. So yeah, these movies aren't too great. They're easily the stuff that I could see being on Sci-Fi Channel. I really could. If you're wondering why I am hesitating, because I'm trying to look up something here. Because it's like... Okay, Scorcher. The earthquake and the tunnel scene used tunnel scenes from the movie Daylight. The intro helicopter sequence was taken from Dante's Peak. Also, that's right, the opening scene in this is the scene in Dante's Peak where Pierce Brosnan is with his wife, and then that's one. Dante's Peak has grown on me. I still prefer Volcano, but Dante's Peak has grown on me because I remember like when Pierce Brosnan is driving and like this hot rock blasts through the ceiling and like goes right into his wife's skull. I always thought that was really grisly. Like, oh shit. I remember. Oh fuck. Like it's like when I was watching and like, oh shit. So they stole that scene. They put in at the in this. The nuclear explosion was taken from Terminator 2. And yes, this was the title of, if you saw Tropic Thunder and the fake movie Ben Stiller was in, it was called Scorcher. So, I'm sure he's never even heard of this movie, but I guess someone sooner or later had to come up with the title Scorcher. And then, okay, so it was that one I was thinking of. And I'm trying to see if there's anything they have here on Solar Attack. I was going to say Solar Storm, but Solar Attack. Martin Kaza just looks like he doesn't want to fucking be there. It's like, god damn it, man. Why the hell am I in this movie? I don't know, why are you in this movie? Oh, it's a TV movie, so maybe this was on Sci-Fi. Could very well have been. And yeah, I'm trying to see if there's any info on this. Should have looked this up before, but oh well, fine, it's live. But yeah, I guess if you're really into Sci-Fi Channel movies, maybe you have a go at this. But again, I only got this for the Mark Dacascos collection. Yeah, there's not much info you have. It has a 4.1 out of 10 on IMDb. Not even any trivia or anything of the sort of this, so there you go. Just that it's a TV movie. That's Solar Attack. I reviewed this when I did a little mini marathon on Jet Li's American films where I reviewed Unleashed, I reviewed Kiss of the Dragon, Romeo Must Die, The One, and I reviewed this. This is a film I saw in the theater. I still have fun with this movie. I still enjoy it. Mark Dacascos is the villain. I will say, though, the fight between him and Jet Li is disappointing because the director did a stupid thing of cutting between 3 or 4 fucking fight scenes, which was an idiotic thing to do. Just show the full Jet Li Mark Dacascos fight uninterrupted. So, I do wish Mark Dacascos had more to do as the villain. When he was there, he was fine. But yeah, I would like to have seen more. But I still have fun with this movie. I think it's an entertaining film. I had a good time in the theater when I saw it. That's Cradle to the Graves. And I enjoy the theme. It's gonna give it to you. Gonna give it to you. Then use some films which I haven't seen. Only the Brave, The Hunt for Eagle 1, The Hunt for Eagle 1, Crash Point. Those are 2 different movies. Haven't seen those. Nomad, haven't seen. Codename the Cleaner, I've heard of. I know that's with Cedric the Entertainer. I haven't seen that. A lot of these I haven't seen. Shadows in Paradise, Secret of the Sultan, The Lost Medallion, Roger Corman's Operation Rogue, The Extendables, which I think that's the film directed by Brian Thompson, and yeah, he has like a cameo. Showdown in Manila, which I saw the trailer. It looks dog shit, which is sad because he directed it, as well as being one of the actors in it, and it looks fucking horrible. If you just look up the trailer, Showdown in Manila, it looks horrible. I guess he was also in this film called Maximum Impact, which is a American-Russian film. Oh, he plays the terrorist. Okay, so he's not even the hero in that. But yeah, the last 2 films I have of his are Alien Agent, where Billy Zane is the villain, and pretty much Mark Dacascos is a good alien trying to defeat these evil aliens from taking over Earth. Fairly low budget, effects look a bit cheap, some alright bits of action. Like, this is one of those films I would classify as a time waster. I don't know about this. Head Up, what the? Het Up About Movie. Het Up, H-E-T-U-P, Head Up? Head Up About Movie? The hell is that? Directed by Jesse Johnson. Oh, it also has Kim Coates, which is a character actor I've seen in quite a few flicks. But yeah, this one, it's a time waster at best. I mean, I would put this over Solar Attack or Scorcher or such. Maybe even a little bit better than Sanctuary, but... And then, honestly, this is one of his best ones. And sadly enough, it's an Asylum film. I would honestly say this is the best Asylum film I've seen. It's still cheap. It's still low budget. But at least this was fun to me. And that is I Am Omega. Which I think this was another gift someone sent me from overseas. It's the Asylum version of I Am Legend, but Mark Dacascos does a good job acting-wise. Mark Dacascos gets to kick zombie ass, mutant creature ass, including he gets to fuck them up with nunchucks. There's literally a scene where he gets a pair of nunchucks and he's fucking them up with nunchucks. And I'm like, yes, this is short, to the point, practical blood. Again, it looks like it costs $5. Maybe $10. And there are flaws, but for an Asylum film, this is masterpiece compared to so many of the others I've seen, like Monster, the ripoff of Cloverfield, or I'd rather watch this than any fucking Sharknado movie or any of that shit. I know that's not exactly that's Sci-Fi Channel, but I'm just talking about like low budget. Like Asylum, no one takes them seriously for good reason, but if there's one Asylum film I would say you should see, it's I Am Omega. Again, it's cheap as fuck, but I think it's pretty damn entertaining. And Mark Dacascos is just great. I'm pissing on you, world. And he's just his way. He's just drunk and he's pissing in the wind. You see that? I'm pissing on you, world. So he does a good job acting. He gets some nice action bits in there. So I would recommend I Am Omega. Sadly, I would say this is one of his best ones. I really would. But that's my Mark Dacascos collection. Thanks for watching. Take care. And next time I'll talk about the perfect weapon himself, Jeff Speakman. See you guys later.